Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome to another review. This time we are on the inside of the Mazda CX-30. So the Mazda CX-30 is a compact SUV which slots between the Mazda CX-3 and the Mazda CX-5. And it's quite a comfortable drive. The CX-30 is available in 4 derivatives. It's the Active, the Dynamic, the Carbon Edition, which is the one we're in, and then there's the top-spec Individual. With the Individual, you get all the bells and whistles, of course. You get the 12-speaker Bose sound system, which I'm sure would sound amazing. In the vehicle that we are in, which is the Carbon Edition, you just get the regular sound system, but it sounds good. And that's because of the acoustics in this vehicle and how well insulated it is. The build quality is also very nice. The dashboard looks exceptionally good. I like it. I like that it's in the plain black and not too much high gloss blacks and not too much chrome bits. There's just a silver lining that runs through the center of it. Air conditioning, vents look cool, very subtle. It's a bit weird over the passenger in the front there. The cabrio space is also nice. And yeah, it's quite a pleasant drive. The theater of the vehicle is also very nice. You can see clearly around you in all ways. The pillars are a bit wide, but doesn't block or hinder your view too much. All Mazda CX-30s are powered by a 2-liter Sky Active engine, which is built and designed for fuel economy. So it doesn't really feel like a 2-liter, but it is quite powerful. It makes 121 kilowatts as well as 230 Newton meters of torque. Power is sent to the front wheels, and it's quite decent. I wouldn't say it's responsive, but I also wouldn't say it's not responsive. There's 2 modes, sport and normal mode. I haven't been using sport mode too much, but that would drag out the gears a bit longer. You can also push the gear lever into automatic shifting mode, manual mode, and then you're able to shift gears yourself. So like I said, the engine power is ample. It's not the most responsive, so it doesn't really feel like a 2-liter. It's not a performance engine, so it doesn't really feel like a 2-liter. I wouldn't say that. But Mazda hasn't gone the turbo route like everyone else has gone to lower their fuel economy as well as turn down the carbon emissions. Mazda instead opted for the Sky Active G engine, which is a 2-liter engine, but the piston design is a bit different, as well as the compression ratios in the engine is a lot higher, so it allows for lower fuel economy as well as lower carbon emissions into the air. The CX-30 feels stable and well weighted down to the ground. There's a solid underpinnings, and you can feel that when you're driving. Mazda says that the underpinnings have been reinforced with high quality tensile steels, and you can feel that the suspension is not really the best. It could be a bit better tuned. Road imperfections are dampened a bit. The brakes as well could be a bit better. Stopping this vehicle feels a bit stressful when the car is full and packed, but the car does stop. It's just that it could be tuned that little bit better. Sitting in the driver's seat feels commanding. The multifunctional steering wheel feels good in the hand. It's wrapped in leather with nice stitching. It has decent contours as well. It is a bit thin, but you will get used to it once you drive it. On the right hand side, the cruise control buttons, and then on the left hand side is the buttons for the infotainment system. The infotainment system screen is over there. It's not touch screen, which is a bit controversial, but I like it. So instead of reaching all the way over there while I'm driving, or the passenger, to change a song or to scroll through songs or to do whatever you need to do there, navigation, whatever, instead there's a button control center in the center console over here, right beneath the gear lever. So when you're driving, it's just easy to go through this, choose your thing, flick it, and then music's on. And then you also have the option of using the multifunctional steering wheel to do that. The CX-30 has a 6-speed automatic transmission which shifts quite nicely. There's a sport mode as well, which will allow gears to be dragged a bit longer. The shifting pedals on the multifunctional steering wheel, which is small and subtle. It feels nice to flick through, and the gear changes are quite quick and swift. It's not like I said, it's not a performance car. This is the Carbon Edition, so you don't get leather seats. Instead, it's these upholstered seats, which are very comfortable, and there's quite a lot of adjustment capabilities to it. It's not electronic though, but I mean, that's fine. The Mazda CX-30 is available in 4 derivatives. It's the Active, the Dynamic, the Carbon Edition, and the Individual. We are driving in the Carbon Edition, which is the one just below the top spec, and I think this is kitted out very nicely. So for the entry-level Active model, expect to pay 506,000 Rand. For the Dynamic model, it's 538,000 Rand. For the Carbon Edition, it is 549,000 Rand, and then for the top spec Individual, it is 583,000 Rand. Pricing for vehicles in South Africa, as we all know, it is very expensive. This is the range you're going to pay for a subcompact SUV, unless you're looking at something Chinese, which if you're looking for more specifications, I would recommend it. But for drive quality, I wouldn't look to the Chinese, not quite yet. I feel like they need to prove themselves a lot more with the engines, with the underpinnings, and with the way the traction control works. So the Carbon Edition is quite specced out. You get blacked out 18-inch alloys, which looks very cool, adds on to the curb appeal, matching with the black on the bumper and on the wheel arches. And then on the inside, you get cruise control, you get automatic air conditioning, you get the infotainment system that has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, USB connectivity. There's a USB connectivity inlet over there in the front. There's one in the cabrio in the middle center console, and then there's also a 12-volt socket over here. Then there's a reverse view camera with display on the infotainment screen, and it is very clear, it's crisp, it's high definition. There's also reverse parking sensors. What I don't understand is why there's no parking sensors in the front. I would want some reverse view camera, but then put the parking sensors in front, don't put the parking sensors at the back. But I'm not sure, I'm not one of the engineers or anything, but that's just how I feel. The car is well insulated when driving at highway speeds. It's easy to get up to highway speeds. The cruise control also works really well. It's very quick and the buttons work nicely. Car feels solid on the road. Like I said, the suspension could be a bit better to soak up road imperfections, just that slight bit better, as well as the brakes could be a bit better. And then yeah, driving at highway speeds is easily obtained. The car is solid and stable at highway speeds. You can feel the reinforced underpinnings. It's very stable. At the back there's decent space for passengers, boot space as well. It's decent and ample. I like that it's black throughout the cabin. Build quality is very nice. So if you guys don't know about Mazda, Mazda's been around for quite some time. They are a Japanese automaker, and their focus has been on making budget-friendly vehicles throughout the years. My uncle had a Mazda 323 Sting, and it lasted him quite a long time. He even handed it down to his son, which later modified it and put the performance engine in there, which everybody knows is the EGI engine. It's very good, very, very strong. 2-liter twin cam. So Mazda is a solid brand. Pricing for the vehicle is quite decent. There is obviously a lot to compete, and there's a lot in this subcompact SUV category. I think that the CX-30 looks nice. It has decent curb appeal, especially in this red paintwork. It looks nice. It has a cool shine to it. It's a bit difficult to photograph, but when you do get it right, it looks nice. The interior is comfortable. Family will be very comfortable in here. If you have kids, it's okay. You could clean it up nicely. It has ISOFIX anchoring at the back. It's quite a safe vehicle. It has what do you call those things? Airbags in the front and at the rear. I'm not sure if there's curtain airbags, but there's a lot to go for in the 500,000 Rand range with Mazda. So I do recommend that you have a look at the Mazda CX-30 if you are in the market for a compact SUV or subcompact SUV and you are shopping in the 500,000 range, there's 4 derivatives to choose from. They all have the same engine, but they obviously have different equipment range and different wheel sizing and different technology like the cruise control and all of that. So I do like the Mazda. I think that it's nice. With a better suspension, it would have been sold and I would have really liked it. But in this category, there's quite a lot to look at, and the Mazda does stand out as a unique option. The engine will be trusted, the brand is trusted. They've been making vehicles for a long time, longer than the Chinese. I would recommend this over any of the Chinese vehicles, unless you're looking for a car with more specifications and a cooler screen and all of that. But I think that those are all gimmicks. They do make life a bit more pleasant living with them, but at this price range I would rather go for something solid that I would know that I know would have a decent resale value as well, and that I could get my money back. So yeah, peace guys, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching this video. See you at the next one. Peace.